Welcome back. Here we are again with our next our edition of Kim Talks Stress. So, if you are new to joining me here, thank you. Thrilled that you are here. And my name is Kim Fulton. I am a stress reset and resilience coach who uses the foundations of yoga and Ayurveda to teach people how to break the cycle of stress in their life and lead a life of more calm, clarity, ease, and joy. And I am thrilled that you are here because talking about stress is one of the best ways I know of to kind of break down the ideas, the perceptions, the myths, and the ways that we help to create a common kind of framework, a common dialogue around what stress is. So I'm glad that you have joined me here where I am doing that, where we're doing that together. And I've been going live here for the past few days. So we started out by talking about a definition of stress, kind of a common definition of stress, which quite simply is a state of imbalance. Stress is something that is an effect within you that is caused by something that is happening, some sort of event, some sort of experience, some sort of something that is creating a stress effect within you. The thing that's causing the effect is really just a thing. It is neither good, bad, nor indifferent until it creates that effect within you. And now yesterday I talked about in particular why it's so important to look at the factors causing stress and the ways that stress can be experienced within you, because quite honestly, everybody is unique. And the experience of stress is as unique as our fingerprints. There's a few ways that stress can create or be created within us, and it is very, very dependent upon your natural composition as well as your stress stack. And stress stack is what we are here to talk about today. So from a definition perspective, a stress stack is really just an accumulation of stresses or stress effects, stress experiences caused by the repetition of experiences that have not been released. A repetition of, or accumulation rather, of stress experiences that have not been consistently kind of overcome and resolved. So you may remember me saying that stress is as an imbalance creates a sense of disharmony within you, and so over time and in a series of kind of repeated events or buildup over time, this is the stress stack. And so as I've been doing all week, I love to kind of show or create analogies around it or give you kind of visual examples of what that might look like. And so I've been talking about stress with elastic bands all week to kind of tell the story. Today I'm going to switch out from the elastic band and kind of show you visually the stress stack. And I think the best analogy is by using blocks. So you can imagine, if you will, that each stress experience or stress event that is happening in your life creates a block or adds a block. And let's see, how much higher do I have to go before you can start to see the stack of blocks that I'm creating? But at each new stress event, each new stress experience, we add a block. So these stress experiences can be, really they're anything that causes an imbalance, but they might be, the difficult coworker. They might be the traffic at the end of your day. It could be a new project. It could be a changing timeline. It could be politics. It could be, you can fill in the blanks here. It could be your child's project has suddenly come due and you don't have the supplies you need to get it done. It could be a bill that came in that you didn't expect to come in, and so on, and so on. I'm not going to go much higher here because, as you can see, I think you can see, I can certainly see it, that at some point we create this block, this stress stack, and, it's getting pretty wobbly. A couple more on here, and it is going to topple over unless I'm very, very, very careful about how I stack. So this is a big toppling pile of stress experiences, a big toppling pile of unresolved things that have created nervous system distress, created a little bit of angst, created some anxiety, and I've got a little anxiety now as I'm waiting for this pile to topple over as I speak. But you can see, I think, quite clearly that, unresolved, if you're spending your day kind of juggling this stack of blocks, we've got a bit of a problem. And this doesn't happen all at once, although you can have a day that feels a lot like this. You can have an event or an experience that feels like it just kind of piles and piles and piles and doesn't end. But you can even imagine, if this is your week, you start out pretty clear. And then Monday, you've got a bunch of stressful things that happen. Tuesday, a bunch more things that come up. Wednesday is hump day. We're just waiting for the weekend. Thursday, the project timeline ends or changes. Friday, and so on and so on. It could happen over the week. Maybe by the weekend, you're able to kind of knock off a little bit of those stressors, relax a little bit, rest a little bit, and then Monday comes back, and now we're even higher. But you know what? The pile's a little bit tippier. And so on and so on. And I laugh because, it's with the blocks. It's quite a kind of a fun analogy. And these are Jenga blocks. And the point is to kind of have it knock over. And that's how you kind of play the game. But in life, these stress experiences are absolutely no fun at all. And, even as I'm building the blocks, even as I'm stacking them up, I can feel, because I'm live here, the tension mounting. Will I be able to stack these enough to kind of get through what I want to talk about? Will they fall down? And that might be fun, kind of fun, but I can feel it. Is this analogy kind of going to hold? When will they fall over? Can you imagine living a life like this, right? Where the stress is stacking moment by moment, day after day, month after month, even year after year. And quite frankly, I see so many people, with their Jenga blocks stacked super high. You may, at the end of the day, be able to clear out a couple things, right? Have a good sleep, clear it a little bit more. But then, the next day hits and you're right back with your teetering tower of blocks. So this is what I mean by stress stack. And while there may be the obvious things that create stress, and if you think about the things that create stress in your life, I bet you can name 5 things right off the top of your head, maybe even more. But there are a whole pile of sneaky ways that stress also accumulates in our life. And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you tomorrow. We'll talk about those sneaky ways, things you didn't even expect, and why some of the things that you're doing to manage stress may be actually just adding to your stress stack. So I hope you'll join me here tomorrow. If you like this conversation, please feel free to pop in when you see me go live, or you can watch the recording. I'd be honored if you followed me. If you don't follow me yet, you can share this video or this series with other stressed out people in your life. And I'd love for you to share with me in the comments your biggest takeaway, biggest aha for today. And let's keep the conversation going. Let's talk stress together. Knocking over the blocks. I better go. Have a great day. Talk soon.